What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mad Max back at the again for another What If. This is a What If part 2 of What If Deku had a cyberpunk quirk, my niggas. So, yeah. Our boy Deku, he's sort of going to. He's still fighting that dinosaur. He kills it, and he hears a loud thunk. And he sort of gets the dinosaur core and goes over to where he heard that loud thunk. He saw a man standing there in all black, and we know that as Dark Vader. And Deku sees a giant mech behind him. Due to Dark Vader jumping from dimension to dimension, he goes to um the Gurren Lagann dimension, and he captured one of the Gundams. So, yeah, and he tried to use that to get back to his dimension, but it failed. So, yeah, he's stuck. Deku sees this, and he thinks this is a chance for him to kill him, and he's okay. Deku, he runs, and he just stabs Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, inside the eye, twisting it and going in deeper and deeper and deeper until it cracks his helmet. Deku, he sort of asks his eyes to scan the body, and it says life form unknown, person no quirk features, but very dangerous and very lethal. And Deku, he says, that's sort of something that I don't want on my new planet. So he sort of searches the dead body of Darth Vader, and he finds a lightsaber and a kyber crystal. Actually, 2 or 3 of them. And Deku goes and he takes those, and he sees the giant mech, and he's sort of curious. I need to see how it works. And he climbs inside the giant mech's cockpit, and he plugs into it. He's reading all the data it has from where Darth Vader took it and the person who Darth Vader took it off of. This is the next generation of Gundam riders in the Gurren Lagann universe. So basically, it reads the King and Captain Simone. And Deku, he's sort of like, the Simone guy, I gotta read up on him. And it lists all the other captains who rode with Simone, and how many figurations it has, from the moon base to galactic level. And Deku downloads all of that inside his brain, and he chooses to take off the head for some odd reason. He takes the head and he basically pilots it back to its camp. And we have like a time skip, like a week past. Deku goes out into the forest and he sees the head sitting there with like a tarp on it. And Deku says, I gotta fix you up, huh? So he goes out into the woods, killing all these mechanical beasts, and he kills a giant beast. And he takes the fuck? He takes the body of that beast and the other beast with him. Sorry. Yeah. He takes the bodies of the beast back to the head. And he sits down right next to the head and he scans the bodies of all the dead beasts. And he sort of remembers the data that he got from the mech. And he goes back to the mech and he takes parts from there and he starts breaking down the arm and everything and sort of creating something similar to the head. But he constructed a key, a specific key, using those kyber crystals and the beast cores. He melts them all down into one. And he basically infuses his magic inside of it. So yeah. Sorry. But yeah, he infuses his magic inside of the key to the mech. Deku, he finishes the body. It's sort of human-like but beast-like at the same time. It transforms into a dragon, and it transforms into a land and sky vehicle too. So yeah, Deku, he sort of cleans it up a little bit, and he sort of puts a weird symbol on it. It's a bunny. That's something that Suri told him to always have faith in, to always have faith in the bunny. So, yeah, he went back to the dead body of Dark Vader while it was rotting. He takes the helmet off of Dark Vader and he scans it and he sort of models it into like a helmet that suits him. And he goes into his upgraded lab now and he tinkers with the helmet a little bit to the point where it connects to his eye and to the head of the mech. So he's able to control the mech without getting inside of it, just as a last precaution if somebody's trying to catch him. So yeah, Deku, he packs up everything inside of the thing inside the mech, from the beast cores and the data he has on basically everything on this planet. And as Deku was about to start up the mech, it starts growling and roaring out in anger because of the kyber crystals. It had one of the red kyber crystals melted inside of it. It had two Jedi crystals and another rare dark saber crystal. So yeah, Deku sort of he had to get deeper and deeper inside of the mech's body, and he controlled it, striking fear into the mech. Deku sort of said, "I control you. You don't control me. Got that?" And the mech, it whimpers in fear. So Deku, he takes everything and he sort of says, I, I will miss this small planet of mine. So he goes and he's sort of on his way back to Earth. But then he sees a weird asteroid. He doesn't see a weird asteroid, but he sees a black hole. And Deku is trying to get away from that black hole because it's trying to suck him inside of it. But due to his mech being just built, it's not doing that well. So Deku's mech and himself goes into the black hole. Deku sees the spirit of the beast core. This is a spirit that is a kind-hearted spirit and that will save the world. And him and his mech, they talk, and they are both transported into a world where mechs are like animals. So yeah, Deku sort of is stranded somewhere else, but his mech is somewhere far, far away and is searching for Deku. Deku gets up and he's sort of in the middle of a village. And he sort of walks around the village and that there are kids outside seeing literally giant mechanical beast dinosaurs roaming the earth. But there's one thing that fascinates Deku more than anything. He sees one man pulls out a knife and stabs it inside of a beast somewhat something. And he goes up and asks, "What is that?" And the man says, "It's a dark drive. Do you want one?" Deku sort of thinks, that beast is tame, but I need to learn more about it. And he says, "Yeah, sure." The guy takes him back to his base and gives him a prototype dark drive. But when Deku touches it, his arm sort of changes the dark drive into a sword, and Deku stabs the hell out of the professor, and he leaves, taking all the data he got off of the professor's computer about how these creatures work. And Deku, as he's leaving, he sees a boy riding a tiger coming at him. He sees a scorpion and a tortoise, and he's standing up, saying, "Whoa now, who are you kids?" And they ask, like, "Kids? We're almost the same age." Deku's like, no, I'm 13. And they say, "We're 12. Oh, now I see why you say that. Um, I know this looks bad, but, it's not what it looks like." And the kids are like, "We know who you are, and you are very dangerous. We must destroy you and what you're doing." So Deku, he basically screams out for help as like the kids are on the back of their beast riding at Deku trying to eat him. But then the only thing you can hear is a loud roar, thunder crackling around the sky, and it strikes down in front of Deku and says, "Zeus." And Zeus, it comes out of the lightning, grabbing onto the head of one of them and slamming it down to the ground. And it scares the hell out of all the other beasts. And the liger, it bows its head in respect. The kid asks, "What is that? We've never seen that thing before." And Deku says, "Because it's not part of this world, you damn kids." And Deku tells his mech to eat those robots and gain their power. His mech, it grows and its mouth gets bigger and it chomps down on the mechs, feeding off of it. And the boy, the one who was riding the liger, it felt a weird sharp pain in his heart. Deku, he felt a surge of energy. He pulls out a dark drive or something like that, and he says, "Let's roll." It Zeus. Sorry for stuttering, but he says, "Let's roll, Zeus." And he sort of, how do you say it, slams it inside of the dark drive holder. He twists it and twists it and twists it until the colors of a green, black, and red comes out of Zeus's eyes, and Deku's arm, his robot arm, it goes up in a greenish blue flame, and Deku clenches his hand. This is gonna be fun. And as Deku was gonna do that, you can hear someone saying stop with a demanding tone, and the skies turn a weird color. Deku sort of asks, "What is this? And who are you?" And the guy says, "I am the creator of this world and many more. You, Izuku Midoriya, from the Hero Dimension. Why did you come to this dimension?" Deku says, "I didn't come to this dimension on my free will. I was forced here." And he points at Zeus. And the guy says, "You created an unholy creature. You must be purged." And Deku says, "Hold on a minute. That creature you so-called says is unholy is a combination of literal animal, raw animal, and machinery, just like these." And he points to all the animals, the mech animals around them. And the guy says, True, but yours is too powerful." And Deku says, "I know, it's from a different dimension. Now, if you don't mind, I gotta go." And he hops inside of Zeus, confusing the children and the guy. And Zeus roars one more time, and a portal opens up, and Zeus has a weird link to Deku's eye, and it's basically saying, "You know, I could have killed that guy, right?" Deku says, "I know, but I don't got time to deal with the dead body of a false god of creating dimensions." And for all of you who know, I'm not saying that there are false gods. You can believe in what you really want to. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Okay. So, now back to the what if. Zeus sort of jumped them to the wrong dimension. Again, this dimension is that of fairy tale. Deku's heard about the anime called Fairy Tale, because due to his eye sort of being mixed in with Zeus's body, it's giving him glimpses of it gives him glimpses of different dimension, about the people who lives there and how they work. So it's like our fourth wall break for this one. Deku's beast is breaking the fourth wall way too much. I know that, okay? So yeah, Deku sort of gets glimpses of Fairy Tale, Natsu, Igneo, Agnologia, Tenro Island, everything. And let's say that when they get to that certain place, Zeus is inside of Deku for some weird reason. Because since Zeus couldn't just be flying around, because people would want his power, and the only person who is able to control this power is Deku. Deku feels a weird pain in his chest, and he looks down at his chest, seeing the symbol of a lightning bolt that's green and glowing. And he hears Zeus's voice inside his head, and Deku asks, "What happened? And where are you?" Zeus explains that in this world, these beasts, these dragons, are sort of sealed inside of humans to stop them from turning into dragons. And Deku's like, "Oh, really?" And it says, yeah. Now, let's find this guild called Fairy Tale. As they are walking, Deku meets a guy. His name is Mystigan. Mystigan was doing a triple S rank um task for his guild, Fairy Tale. So, as he was walking, he spotted Deku inside the forest, just sitting there, and he sees a glimpse of a metallic arm. And he sort of sneaks up on Deku, knocking him out and trying to steal his arm because that could be worth some money. And he could be part of a dark guild, so not taking no chances. But Deku wakes up and hits Mystigan dead in his face. And as Deku did that, you can hear a weird twinkle from behind Deku. This is a type of grimoire. It's a god. It's like a time god slaying magic that only works for specific people from different dimensions. This is very rare, and no one has ever seen this type of slaying magic ever. And Deku, he picks up the book. He feels the immense power of the book, and he opens it, and he basically taps his eye 3 times, and it reads it perfectly. Jalal sees this, and he says, "What in the hell?" And he runs to Deku, knocking him out. But the book isn't nowhere to be seen because Deku has already downloaded everything from the book into his body. So Deku is knocked out and he's took to Fairy Tale Guild. As we cut to Natsu and Gray fighting, and Loki saying that Urza is back. Deku sort of wakes up saying, "What's going on? And where the hell am I?" And the master, Makarov, basically says, "Hello, my boy. You are in Fairy Tale, the greatest guild in Fiore." And Deku says, "Fiore?" And he looks around and he sees all these people. And he's sort of scared. Because he's powerless here, because he doesn't have magic. He sort of relied on his tech more than ever. Deku sort of says, yeah, sure." And he asks, "Can I, get out of these chains?" And as he says that, Urza comes in saying, "I heard that you fuckers been giving Fairytale a bad name." And she says that she sees Deku, and she asks, "Master, you try to recruit a new member?" And he said, yeah. And he unchains Deku. Deku gets up and he trying to leave Fairy Tale, but he's sort of stuck inside of there. Because let's say that old Mary Jane put a little spell on him. And that is sort of what he gets. Deku asks, "What is this thing? And how the hell did you put it on me?" And he lifts up his shirt, revealing a devilish tattoo, appearing to be Mira Jane's own magic. He says, "Don't worry, it'll wear off soon as you answer my master's questions. Now, sit down." Dick says, "Fine." Damn bitches. As he says that, Mary Jane puts more power, and it sort of tortures Deku. He's screaming and screaming until Makarov says, "Guild Arts. Take him down to the cellar and torture him more." Guild Arts says, "Yes, sir." Deku is in the cellar, Gyodar is using his magic on him, but Deku is trying to resist this pain until the great old Makarive himself comes downstairs and says, "That's enough. Now, kid, answer my question. Who are you?" And we've never sensed your type of magic here before. Deku says, "Ask your fucking friend, Mystican. I'll tell him that." And he spits in the master's face. Tuh. Makarav shouts, saying, "Get Mystican down here now." And let's say that Gildars, he runs up there shouting, "Get me Mystican down here now." Someone drags Mystican himself all the way downstairs into the the dungeon area. And Deku says, "Oh, hey, if it isn't another one of me." And let's say that Mystican was confused because he's not one of Deku. Deku says, Great minds think alike, old friend." And Deku keeps saying that. Mystican hits him over the head, saying, "I'm not you. I don't know who you are or what you are. Now answer my master's questions." And Deku says, "You dumbass. I'm from a different world, just like you." And he stops, saying, "Wait, you're from a different world? Like me?" "No shit, Sherlock." And he moves his metal arm, and it's glowing, and Gildart's Makarov are both saying he must be bluffing. There are no such thing as other worlds out here. But Gildart thinks he's heard of tales of different dimensions out here. He's seen one where there are these things called cars, and these things are called schools, and different things, phones or some shit, TVs. He's seen that before, and he tells his master, saying, "I don't think he's lying, sir. I've seen glimpses of this before on a mission, too." Makarov says, "Fine. Now, I need to ask you one more time, kid. What are your intentions here? I was sucked through a fucking wormhole. Okay? I was arriving here with my colleague and I think he's dead. So, it's pretty iffy." And Makarov believes this. Deku smirks, saying, "Oh, thank God he believed it." So, Makarov says, "Unchain the boy. I'm so sorry. We've been having break-ins in our guild or something like that." And he points to the rogue himself, Loxus. Loxus isn't his grandson in this what if. He's not. And Deku says, "Holy fuck. What did he do? He tried to steal our first master after I showed it to him." And he basically stabs Loxus again. Deku, he scans Loxus. He sees that he's already dead, but he's clinging on to life. He says, "Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave." And they leave Deku. They let Deku leave. And I'm sorry if y'all don't want this fairy tale to be inside of my what if, like his cyberpunk what if, but Deku's gonna get more and more information and come back to OP to a point where he just does Thanos and just snaps him away. Mad Max signing out. The King Cobra himself, Mad Max. Adios, amigos, and see you next time on Mad Max What Ifs.